What are you doing here?
Testing, testing, testing. Eyes. I've not made a video in a very long time. Excuse the setup. Excuse the very long hair. I have been very busy recently doing film stuff, and I'm moving next week. Sort of from when I'm recording this video, but never mind that. So I basically had this idea where I wanted to actually talk about sort of the film opportunities that I've had to do. Don't worry, it's nothing amazing. It's not like it's lesbian vampires from outer space or nothing. Definitely not a film festival award winning film like that. Yeah, just ignore that. That's nothing compared to what I've done. I'm joking. Actually, it's one of my favorite projects that I've ever worked on. I'm so sorry, Sam, if you're watching this and you're like, how could you do that? Get over it. Anyway, so sort of as a filmmaker and content creator, I think it's sort of important to like kind of look back at the stuff that you make, basically, and looking at the films that you've been a part of, what you've learned from them, what role you did. I think that's very important to sort of reflect on that at times. So that's kind of the point of this video, is basically for me to talk through all of the little projects that I've done, talk about how much I enjoyed doing them, and also just, talking about what I learned from them and what's helped me to become a better filmmaker overall, I would hope, at least. So the first film in my repertoire since joining university was One Late All-Nighter. Now, this was a really fun project to do because this was the first one I'd sort of properly done with other people. It was this 3 a.m. horror film. So yeah, One Late All-Nighter was the first sort of film that I did with a group of people. It was really fun because it was part of the filmmaking challenge made by the Unvanked Productions that was the UEA Filmmaking Society, basically. And I met like two of my closest friends from doing that. I met Elliot, who you might know at this point, who is directing the Infinity Channel, a really fun project to be a part of. It's currently ongoing as we speak. You can go and follow the Instagram just here. Please take a look, tell them I sent you. Otherwise they will take away my privileges of filming it. Please, guys. You can do it. I trust you. I believe in you. Please. And also Ben Richards, who directed Chimera and who is also helping me make the Burlock incident. I also would like you to go and follow that page. We're going to have a lot more stuff coming up soon, I hope. One Late All-Nighter was a sort of a 3 a.m. horror film that we did, that we just came up with the idea for. I acted in it, which I say acted, it wasn't barely acting. Elliot directed it and wrote it, pretty much. Ben edited it and did the camera op for it, and I was pretty and decided to act, while also having some like kind of ideas along. We were sort of making it up as we go along. We did it really chronologically, I think, back when we were making it, which still is really fun, and I love the way that the sort of the ending of the film works, where it was like a long take. Ben was following me, like doing a sort of a tracking shot of me going through like sort of the I think it was like these movable bookshelves, and then it's just Elliot as the as we call him Baghead, but I don't know if that's something we're gonna have to change. But yeah, it had him like jumping out at around the corner, and that was so fun. The way that Ben edited it as well. I would genuinely say Ben is a really good editor. It was a lot of fun just seeing what we made, and people liked it. It was actually quite fun to showcase to people, and yeah, I look back at it. I looked at it back at it recently, and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of good. Like looking back at it, I'm like, yeah, I really enjoy it. I think we really did well with One Late All-Nighter. We also went under the production name of the Banana Splitters because that was our name during sort of an induction social with the Filmmaking Society. We called ourselves the Banana Splitters during quiz, And that was a lot of fun, and I miss them. I want to do more videos with you guys, please. Please. My main takeaway from that is that we didn't have any fancy equipment. We just had, like just my phone, filming on, sillily enough, stupidly enough, we had it filming on 4K and 60 FPS, which, if you don't know how data works and file sizes, that's a lot for like one small clip. And imagine you're doing a track exchange. That's going to take forever. Multiple takes forever. Lots of storage you need. I don't know why I'm speaking like Yoda. I absolutely love doing One Night All Nighter, and I think one of my main favourite things is that, again, we just did it with a phone, and that was it. We did it with a phone, a dream, and we succeeded. We smashed that out of the park. That was fun to me. I really enjoyed doing that. And now, like, moving on to my own personal project, the Cheese Slap, which, if you don't know, you can go and watch on my channel right now. I would highly recommend it. It is fun. It was fun to make, and I enjoyed every bit of the process for it. I wish I could bring up the editing timeline, because I would definitely, for this video, just bring up the editing timeline, just because of how disorganized I was as an editor back then. Still a little bit disorganized, but I've got it on the key now. I've got it on lock. I've got lock and key. I know what I'm doing. I'm an expert. I'm a master sleuth. I am an editor. So Cheese Slap was the first project that I ever directed, I guess produced in a way, and also wrote. I also edited it as well. And it was really fun just coming up with a really strange idea for something and then just writing it. I wrote Cheese Slap over the summer of 2022 before moving into my second year of uni. And that was a lot of fun to actually work on because it allowed me to have something ready out the gate, starting the new year of uni. Also having met new people as well. So a lot more people I was able to bring onto the project. Also did bring Elliot and Ben on. I could not bring them on. It would be a crime not to. So yeah, I was just really happy to have them with me for this project. We also had Tiago and Aaron, two people that I absolutely love working with, and I wish I could work with them more, to be honest. It's a crime that I haven't been able to. And Cheese Slap was a really fun film set to work on because we all knew each other. So it was a lot of fun to communicate ideas with and get an idea rolling for the actual final film. Yeah, it was really fun. I've got to be honest as well, being able to write dialogue for characters and then seeing that on screen through myself and Aaron, that was really fun and really satisfying to just watch. This I wrote this and now that's being spoken on screen. That's really cool in my opinion. And I don't think I'd be able to really do that without any of them again, to be honest.
Okay, so this ritual will allow us to step into the past through the eyes of the one who cursed you. And then by that, we are going to stop them from what they did to stop these chain of events.
That's nice and all, but why have we got a voodoo doll with a slice of cheese on it? It was also the first time I ever directed something, right? And that was interesting because I hadn't learned a lot about directing at that point in time. So I kind of just went with kind of an attitude of see what works, see what happens, adapt from there, which I know is not entirely how you should do directing. Have a plan, guys. Have a plan if you're going to direct something. I would recommend it. Please do it. I would not recommend just going in it 4 wins. I don't know what the saying is. Have a plan. I promise you. It will work in the end. And sort of once again, we worked on very minimal equipment for that film. And once again, just the phone. This little phone gimbal, which obviously extends a lot more. But yeah, we use that for Cheese Slap. And my God, that made it look so good. Tiago did the camera op for that, which again looks really good. I would want him to be a camera op for another project. But unfortunately he's gone away. So we'll have to figure something out then. But yeah, we used my phone, that gimbal, and a actual ring light as well, which not typically what you'd use for films. It's more for social media kind of stuff like TikToks and Instagram Reels and YouTube, which I neglected to bring with me. My sort of favourite thing from that project was having to do multiple takes of the scene where I get slapped with a piece of cheese. In this cruel, cruel world.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, that was that took a long time to actually get done, and you can see that because the cheese is slowly falling apart. It was really fun to actually do, and I very much enjoyed every single take of that because I kept flinching because I struggle with things being thrown at me. This is why we have stunt people who do this for you. Yeah. It was the first time I actually tried to like expand it more by leaving the ending very open-ended with Lestifer. That's the character at the end of the film's name. I enjoyed that. The name is actually a pun that my partner came up with, and she has an amazing sense of humor. But yeah, I've often had the question like, will I bring back Lestifer? And I keep saying like, I will if the script is good enough. Okay, I'll see myself out. Regardless of whether I bring Lestifer back as a character or not, I have to say, like, Cheese Slap was really fun to make, and I can't not, like, give it enough praise for myself, who made it, who directed it, wrote it, acted in it, edited it. I did that, but what made it was, like, sort of Aaron and the people who helped out with that project, which was amazing to me. It was amazing to have that sort of sorted, having written it, and like have the people who actually wanted to read that script and be a part of it. I say that the only two actors were really myself and Aaron. Elliot and Ben had cameos in there as well, but yeah. I need to get better at writing more than just two people conversations. The look was sort of my first step into abstract filmmaking. For context, it was Tiago who directed it and wrote it. The same Tiago who also did the camera op for Cheese Slap. He's a very artsy person. He likes how sort of abstract framing can look, because the look was entirely cinematography and editing. Which to me made it really powerful, especially the acting in it as well. It was really good. I did camera op for it using this actual camera. We didn't use this phone again. I haven't used this phone for filmmaking in a while, to be honest. But this camera has like served so well in terms of making films. I enjoy it a lot. It was also the first time using the gimbal as well, so it was a bit of a learning curve for me to learn how to use a camera, and there was a lot more factors I had to consider with the camera, like, again, ISO, f-stop, shutter speed. There's a lot of things that you have to learn when you're doing cinematography and also learning how to use a camera. Once you know how it works, you pretty much know how to shoot a film and frame it. It is amazing, and I can't recommend enough learning cinematography if you're interested in filmmaking. Cinematography, well, is obviously a staple of that because that's how your film's going to be made. I think one of my favourite things about filming The Look was actually using the framing and the focus to tell the story. There was a lot of stuff I learned from my one of my courses at the time about broken framing and how you can do focus pulls. I really enjoyed being able to have a dynamic depth to the film by, like, again, doing the focus wheel and stuff like that. I think it was really fun to explore those methods of filmmaking and being able to learn how to do that. I think that's incredibly important for anything that you do as a filmmaker, is learning how to do something. Once you learn how to do something and you keep honing that skill, you can only keep going higher from there. I think that's really important to learn. Going back to The Look, there's not much more I can say on it because we only filmed it for about one day, and I was pretty much just there for doing camera op. I wasn't in on the editing process, but seeing how the final version looked, again, Ben as an editor, really powerful. He's a really good editor. I just enjoy looking at what him and Tiago do as a director-editor duo. That's really fun to see. And honestly, it's really cool to just see what people come up with. And I think that's, again, another one of my favourite parts of filmmaking is just seeing the creativity people put into their projects. Science, fiction, action. Chimera has to be, at that time, one of the most ambitious projects I did. My holy beans on toast. I loved being part of that because there was a lot more that I did than just camera opping. I acted in it in a actual way that was really fun and I really enjoyed it. I didn't realise how fun acting could be until I dressed up in an orange jumpsuit, wore a monster hood, monster claws, and also shuffled around like I broke every bone in my body. It was a lot of fun, trust me it was. I absolutely enjoyed working on Chimera because there was a lot of people that went into making it possible. Again, the cast were amazing to work with. Crew-wise, Tiago, myself, Ben sometimes, and also the absolute goat that is Kevin. If you don't know Kevin, he's another one of the co-hosts of the Creators Cut podcast. He's really fun to work with. I recommend working with him. He's really fun. He's a great dude. Great lad. Acting in that film was like sort of like as a kid playing pretend as from your sort of favorite cartoon or comic book. It was just a lot of fun to be, and I enjoyed every bit that I put into that role. And I get a lot of compliments on it as well. People really liked the way I played the monster. And you know what? I enjoyed Chimera so much that we decided to make a spin-off from it within the same universe called The Burlock Incident. I'm really excited to eventually get the ball rolling on that. I really just want to work on it. I want to like start filming it now, but there's a lot of admin stuff you have to do as a filmmaker. So yeah, need to do that first, but then we can do the fun bit. Regardless, Chimera was amazing to work on, and it gave me a lot of experience for this next amazing project. Lesbian vampires from outer space. I cannot describe how much that this film has had an impact on me, being part of the crew for it. It was amazing. I gotta be honest with you. Sam, amazing director. Go and watch Witches of the Waste. Go and watch Elvos. Go and wait for their next film that they make. They're just an amazing person to work with, honestly. I cannot sing their praises enough as a filmmaker and a director. They were awesome to work with for Elvos. And just Elvos itself was just full of so many amazing cast and crew members that I've just completely made friends with and hang out with occasionally. And it goes without saying, as a queer filmmaker, it's important to have a space where, again, like sort of queerness is very much accepted. It's very much the norm, especially neurodivergencies as well, like just very much the norm, and as it should be, let's be honest, as it very much should be. It was just really fun being part of that group that was able to have fun with the filmmaking process while also making some really amazing just scenes, some really breathtaking shots. It was awesome to be a part of that, and I cannot say enough how much I enjoyed being part of that film when it came down to every single day of production. Unfortunately, I wasn't there for like past August, but it was just so much fun to be a part of, and honestly, I wish I could relive it again, quite honestly, because it was just so good. Obviously, I did most of the camera op for that film, as well as editing the first act of it as well, which was really fun, and it was awesome to like learn further how to do more editing, learning different things, being able to apply that knowledge to future projects as well. I gotta say, like, that was so much fun being part of that project and taking so much away from it. Experience-wise, networking-wise, it was amazing to be a part of. And I also gotta give a huge shout out to Tristan, who was the DOP for Elvos. Like, the effort he went into making the storyboards and the shot lists for that film, and being able to communicate with him on a technical level and on a personal level as well was really helpful in helping me feel more comfortable with the actual filmmaking process as well. So it was really awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was just awesome to be a part of that film and be able to work with so many talented people. I actually remember going, like, when I was working at a cafe, around the time that we were premiering the film, I went to my regular job the day after we finished filming Elvos, and I just felt utterly disappointed. I wanted to do more filmmaking. I wanted to be part of more premieres. I can't say enough how much I love filmmaking, especially when said filmmaking is just so inclusive and just amazing to be a part of. Like, I could keep singing Elvos's praises. I could keep singing the cast and crew's praises the entire way of the video, but I've got limited time and I don't want to make this whole video about Elvos. You had your 40 minutes, Sam. You don't get to make more minutes from my video. This is my video, not your film. But yeah, I think one of my favourite things about that was the opening shot of the film, which I had this idea for when we were filming the scene where we're pulling out from the map to show Don and Maud clinking their glasses together. I jokingly had this idea to, with the gimbal, what if we spun the camera, so from upside down, what if we spun it practically and also pulled the focus in as a rotisserie chicken, and they loved it. Everyone loved it. Everyone enjoyed that. Everyone liked that. But it was just so much fun seeing that shot in the trailer for the film as well, and then also seeing that in the film. It was just amazing. It was just awesome. I can't say it enough. It was awesome to be a part of, and I love the fact that I was able to put that sort of little mark on the film, in a sense. It was really fun to be a part of, and I absolutely enjoyed being able to do that. And I also have to state, for the record, Elvos won Best Horror at the Beyond the Curve International Film Festival of this year, so 2024. That's insane. That's awesome. And I think it's probably going to win more awards, to be honest. And if it doesn't, that's a crime. Like, how can you not? How can you not give it awards? It was such a good film. How can you not give Elvos more awards? Come on, please. It's only fair. It's only fair that you give it more awards. It was a really good film. I liked it. 5-star. It was actually through Elvos that sort of Sam offered me a position at Psychic Visions. Psychic Visions was the production company for Elvos, and they also do photography and videography services in and around Norwich. So if you need an event filmed or photographed, go and ask them. They're really awesome. I'm awesome as well. Le Think. Yet another abstract film from the very beloved director, Tiago. It was so much fun because once again it was another project where I did a little bit more than just camera op. I actually acted it. I had a major role in the film and it was so much fun to do. I played the role of a snitch who sold the gang out, and it was just so much fun being part of that and dressing up as the character, and it was just so much fun. And I gotta be honest, the cast for that film was utterly amazing. Obviously, I was amazing myself. There's a lot of people who do acting more than me, and that it was amazing to actually see them at work and see them get into character. It was an absolute honour to work around some amazingly talented people, to be honest. It does really make me want to do more like filmmaking projects that are as abstract as this, and it was just so much fun working with Tiago again. I hope I get to work with him soon, because again, an amazing filmmaker to work with, and just an all around just really amazing guy to hang out with. He was just really fun, to be honest. And now moving on to the final film of this list, Drift. Drift was directed by the amazingly talented Rachel Sims, who also played Dawn in Elvos. Again, an overall amazing person to work with, really talented, and again, had an absolute vision for this film that I was like, this is awesome, I want to work on this. This is amazing to just help out with, to do to sort of do the camera opping for. It was really fun to just see how the film was going to come together, and what we did to make it work. Fun fact, it also won Best Experimental Short Film at the Lowestoft Film Festival 2024. So that's another one. That's another amazing win right there. And completely deserved as well, because it's so good. It's like the framing of the shots and everything, so good. The acting in it, amazing. Daisy did an amazing job playing the role of B. Just awesome overall. I absolutely loved working on that film. And it's always sad when you have to eventually wrap on a film. And I'm like, oh, I don't want it to end. When is it gonna end? I love that film. It was amazing to be a part of. It was also, once again, another opportunity from Alvos, because I was speaking to Rachel about doing sort of camera for a project she was working on. And it was amazing to see that a few months down the line and be a part of that. So that was really fun. It was really weird as well being at the premiere for the film, because I pretty much shot all of the scenes, and it was over a longer stretch of time, like I think maybe a month or two, over at least like 4 days, maybe, like across 2 months. It might have just all been January and then maybe a little bit in February. I can't remember, but seeing all that together in the span of, I think, 4 to 5 minutes long, maybe a little bit longer, maybe 7 or 8, is insane. It's really weird, because in your mind you're saying, wait a minute, I filmed this. Oh yeah, I filmed that as well. Oh yeah, I framed that. It's crazy, honestly. I enjoy being part of that. The editing for that by Maisie, also really awesome. They're an awesome editor. I love working with people. People are so amazing. They're so talented. But yeah, it's a really satisfying feeling to see something that you've worked on be premiered, either whether that's privately or publicly, is just absolutely amazing. And I love every bit of that filmmaking experience, from pre-production to post-production to finally when it gets shown to people and they absolutely love what you've made. That's my whole filmography. I am incredibly grateful for having the opportunities that I've had to make all that stuff, be a part of it, and again, in some cases, have written, directed, and edited it as well. It was just so much fun to be a part of, and I cannot wait for future projects. Currently, future projects entail the Infinity Channel, which again, go and check out. Please go and check out their socials. It's an amazing film to be working on, and it's so personal to Elliot as well. I think go and check it out. Go and check out what we're cooking up. Go and check out what we're cooking on the Instagram. It's just an amazing film to be a part of, and I cannot wait to see the final project when we've finished filming it. The next project is also Burlock Incident. That's going to be... I don't know when that's going to be done, but I will say this. The script is finished, and I think it might be the final version. I'm not going to say for certain, but yeah, I absolutely enjoyed making this video. I know I haven't uploaded in a long time, and this will probably take me a little bit of time to edit, considering I'm not using my main setup. But yeah, I really enjoyed making this video. I hope you enjoyed learning about my filmography as we've gone by. It was just an amazing experience to be able to share with people, and that's what I want filmmaking to be in my mind, is a exchange. Like, I tell you about my experiences and maybe you might learn something from them. I'm hoping to make a few more videos this year, the rest of this year, I hope. And also, again, just developing my filmmaking talents a lot more, because it's something I want to actually show. I want to show my passion for filmmaking. So anyway, my name has been Ollie Tographer. I hope you had a good morning, afternoon, and evening, exactly in that order. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.